Well, welcome to episode number 67 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. I am Mathew Blades.
And I am Stevie Petz.
Stevie. So I wasn't sure if we were going Stevie or Steven. What are you locking on?
So interestingly enough, that this was purpose. So they are all authentic names. As a kid, I was Steven Petz, I was Stevie Petz, and I was Steve Petz. But truly, you know what they called me, Mathew? Petz. So if we're ready to make the move and call me just the one name, like the Bono, Sting,
and we just
Madonna,
go Petz?
We go Petz. I don't think we're ready for this on Move the Needle. We may grow into that, but for right now, it's whatever you want to call me. But, you know, not late for dinner tonight at Brooklyn V's.
So this dude joining us here today should be very great. We're at Brooklyn V's in Gilbert. By the way, Brooklyn V's, brand new location in Mesa just opened up.
Beautiful, yeah.
We had them on the show, I think just a few episodes ago when you went in and toured it. I thought it looked fantastic. On our show today, we're going to be sitting down with Carol Burgard, from... Carol, help me out.
Lifetime. Now you're having me flip my page over. Limitless Collectives.
That's right. She knows Erica Frost, who is on the podcast.
Correct.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Lauren's going to be on from Nourish and Nurture, and our first guest is going to be Chelsey Hauston, as in Chelsea, Boston, which is where she's from. She is an AZ foodie, and she is here to talk about all things food, and we're going to have her try Vito's legendary cheesecake to see how it rates.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that.
Okay.
So
before we get to that, please take a minute and just watch a couple of our sponsors. We just encourage you so much to use these folks. Bella Set Lingerie right down the street, Brooklyn V's, and of course Tudor Doctor, and then we'll come back and we'll sit down with Chelsey. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right.
Let's
you,
do
me,
it.
and Stevie in a minute.
What makes Bella Set Lingerie so unique? For starters, check out the vast selection and size range. Cups from A to K in styles like balcony, plunge, wireless, strapless, and more, including mastectomy and maternity bras. With superior customer service and free professional fittings, it's the go-to bra shop in the East Valley. Locally owned, with 2 locations in Ahwatukee and Gilbert. Check out our glowing reviews on Google and Yelp. Visit bellasetlingerie.com to learn more.
Well, welcome to our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. We're live from one of our favorite spots, Brooklyn V's here in Gilbert.
Smells good and extra good today, because as you can see.
We've got some cheesecake on the table, and that is for our guest, Chelsey Hauston. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
So good to have you on this show.
I'm excited.
Yeah? Are you ready to try that cheesecake?
Oh my gosh. My husband's favorite dessert is cheesecake.
Is it?
Yes. And so we are finicky about cheesecakes. I mean, Cheesecake Factory has its place, but
all right.
You know.
We were talking about that. We're like, okay, we've got her on the spot. We
can rope this a couple of different ways. It looks like there's a little cannoli inside the cheesecake.
Yes.
There is a cannoli.
Yeah, which probably ups its value a little bit more.
Yes.
Do we try the cheesecake out of the gate, or do we wait until the end of the interview?
We'll let our guest.
Should we wait till the end?
You wait till the end?
The sweet ending?
Okay, there we go.
Sweet ending.
So, we're so excited to. We were actually had a conversation. We feel Move the Needle right here. We are in the same space. We are independents out there, and we are really impressed of what you've been able to do, and we're going to hear all about that. But really hard charging, just creating your own space in this world, and very impressive. So I'm excited to have you on.
I'm excited to be here.
How did it start? What was the brilliant idea where you're like, all right, we're taking this to the gram and TikTok, and we're going to mass 300,000 followers, and we're going to talk about food?
The lore is crazy. But basically, I was a preschool teacher for years, loved my job, and I finally got tired of just being tired.
Yeah.
So I went back to school, ended up getting a master's in international business completely by mistake. At the same time, I had 2 pet pigs, and so I made an Instagram for them.
Just to be clear, you said 2 pet pigs.
Yes,
got
the
it?
oink oink pigs.
Got it.
And no, we are not going to eat them. That is a top question.
I do love bacon. I do love bacon.
I mean, I
too.
do too, but we love our pigs. They live inside and have a great life. I started a page for them. It kind of took off. We got sponsored on BuzzFeed. We were on the Instagram main page.
Hilarious.
Worked with Ruggable. And so I was like, if I can do it with my pigs, which they were happy to be left alone, honestly, I can do this with food, because my friends would always ask me, where do we go? What activities are going on? What free stuff is there? And I was always in the know. So I just thought I'd start this, and kind of took off from there.
Look at this. It's called Let Them Eat This.
Yes.
I love the handle on that,
That's
by the way.
sweet.
Everybody calls it Let Me At This, Let the Meat His. And I'm like, no, I should have put dots in the middle.
No, it works out.
I
the
like
way
it.
is.
I got it.
Yeah, I love Let
Yes.
Them Eat This. The
Let Them Eat
largest food, you're the largest food influencer on TikTok here in the state of Arizona,
Yes,
from what I
currently.
understand, which is pretty cool. So what does that mean? I mean, is every day of your life about food?
About food, travel,
Oh, okay.
hospitality, events. It's kind of showing off stuff to do in the Southwest. And it started out as food, but a lot of things serve food, right? If you go to a hotel, they have food there. If you go to an event, there's going to be food there. So kind of mixing the two together. And now it's kind of transformed into kind of posting whatever I feel like, but I also think of it as not only food, but I do thrift stores and things, and you're consuming my content, so you're eating it up.
Let them eat this.
How do you find all your amazing spots?
Honestly, sometimes it's driving by places. I kid you not, the text between me and my husband will just be like a random name of something, and I'll look back later and be like, oh my gosh, there's a store and they have dinosaur bones, so we're gonna go there. It was called Tyrannosaurus, not Tyrannosaurus or whatever. I definitely messed it up. It was terrible. But people love that. They love correcting you.
Of course they do. Yes. Yeah.
Some
And
are suggestions, and
as a
some-
matter of fact, it's an old radio tactic we used to use back in the day where we'd actually say something intentionally that was inaccurate.
Oh, that's funny.
Just to get the phones to light up, and then people would call, and then we'd have conversation and ammunition to use with them. So you're using a good old school technique.
And you know what? Could be a mistake.
Could be.
Probably is a mistake, but they don't need to know that.
Yeah. Because it's such an interesting pivot from your last life. Like when I'm reading about you and I'm seeing graduated from the Thunderbird School of Management, an undergrad at ASU in educational studies, and now this pivot to food. I want you to tell us about the first food you reviewed. Do you remember what it was? Was it
gosh.
a piece of food or was it a restaurant?
So the first thing I ever did was a post for my favorite coffee shop, Peixoto, in downtown Chandler.
We love
We've been there,
Peixoto.
and
We've
we-
done shows live from there.
Oh, I love
Love
Julia's amazing.
Amazing.
Shout out to Julia.
So I was their daughter's preschool teacher.
Oh.
And I went on the first day they opened. So every day she would drop her daughter off and she's like, I got to tell you about my coffee shop. And so the first day she opened, she went, and I've been there every day since. I do go to other coffee shops.
Sure.
I know, terrible.
That's your
but
favorite.
It's my favorite. It's
Well, the
my
coffee
favorite.
is the best there. I mean, the way that they do the thing with the beans, it
Oh, it's
makes it
magic.
so less acidic, and they're really good flavors too.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
and
Not
I-
all coffee's good.
And honestly, we brought up Julie not because we just like her, but she is obviously an amazing person, but business person. The vision, how she designs and puts their footprint, and they just put the place downtown. Right? Have you been down there?
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
Okay, I haven't been there yet, but I've heard about it.
Oh, downtown Phoenix location's beautiful.
I've heard
Just
about
opened
it.
up a few weeks ago.
Just opened up. So that's amazing. That's again another great connection with Move the Needle. Bring out of all the people, out of all the things, Peixoto. That's
Oh, you got to
fantastic.
have her on. She's amazing.
She's been on.
Oh yeah, we've
Oh,
had
she
Julia.
has? Oh, yeah,
for
We've
sure.
been on. We've
For
been
sure.
on live. Yeah, Peixoto's like that's like part of the family almost.
It is part of the
Literally.
family,
It's
for
great
sure.
that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm curious about when I'm over here kicking around in my head, and I hope you don't mind if we go here. Is you're in the business of being an influencer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this job is.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I go out and I do this, and hopefully people follow me, and then you turn that into ad revenue. Would you mind sharing a little bit of the skeleton framework that you use to survive and eat and live your life the way that you do and pay bills? Like, how does that work for you?
I always tell people there's different buckets, right? So when you make content, all my content is very informational. It's explaining things. Somebody once said, are you like a food reviewer? At essence, no, because I believe food is subjective, and who's to say my taste is better than someone else's? But if I really love it, you're going to hear it. I'm going to be like, this is so good, or you have to order this.
Yes.
I look at it as it's informational, using my education background, saying like, this is this place, how long they've been here, this is what they serve, this is what they do. And a lot of it starts as informational, kind of like entertainment buckets, but then it gains traction, and so these big companies reach out. So I worked with AT&T last year for the holidays. That's a huge chunk of
What does that
payment.
mean? I worked with AT&T.
So they'll reach out for a partnership and say, we want you to make this many videos and we're going to pay you this much. And so for them last year, it was connecting with family for the holidays. So I put out a video showing us with our daughter at Christmas events locally and showing us on our phone and being like, oh, you can go to AT&T. And then we went to the store and showed the products. So yes, of course, it's ads, but a lot of it pays for what we do, right?
It's genuine.
Oh, yeah.
It's authentic. No, I love that.
Yeah, and look,
It's
I have a
fantastic.
completely different attitude about ads than 90% of the
Yeah.
world because ads are the reason I eat.
Yes.
Right. And so to me, commercials have never bothered me. And as a matter of fact, I've always been one of these people where I'm like, I want to hear the ads. I want to hear what the product is. I might need it.
Especially
yeah.
the good ones, right?
Especially
Bring it
the good
on,
ones.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you've done campaigns with AT&T. Who are some of the, because I was reading that you've done 30 plus restaurants.
Albertsons.
Yes.
You worked with Albertsons.
I worked with Albertsons. I've worked with, oh gosh, there's a whole giant list.
So like, what did you do for Albertsons?
Albertsons, they had a special thing with their app where you could create their recipes in the app and then you would order the food and it would just come directly to your house all ready to go. So it was just like quick and easy. I don't know if they still have it or not, but I did a couple of videos for them.
Here's one for our audience, a favorite. I read you did something with Oreo.
Oreo.
No?
Not ringing any bells.
Major
No,
Maybe
I
Petz.
think I did an ice cream one for Oreo with Circle K.
She's done so many. Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a few years ago. That's
Sorry.
why I was
She's
like,
done so
wait.
many. I mean, it's just like,
Steve went deep on the research.
I was like, wow.
hey, Oreo, it's a fan favorite.
Oh, who doesn't love Oreo?
Right.
So I have questions about just food in general. Like,
Yes.
is there anything you don't like to eat? Because there's certain cuisines that I'm like, it's not my favorite. Like if I get a call from, I'm just trying to think, maybe like some Indian food where I was like, I don't know about that. Would I go down there? Do you generally love all kinds of cuisine?
I love all kinds of food.
Yeah.
I will try everything at least once, even if it's not my favorite. So like an example is my husband loves pho.
Oh, okay. I love pho, but it's not
The
yours.
star anise flavor for me is like, it's kind of like people with cilantro tasting like soap. That's how I feel about star anise sometimes. But I'll get a vermicelli bowl instead.
There you go.
And I will always try the pho. It's just not my favorite. I would rather have a bowl of ramen, but that's just me.
Yeah. Her attitude is a little bit more like, fuck it. She's
Yeah,
out on that, right?
There is a
bad.
restaurant called Unforgettable,
Yeah.
and I always laugh about it.
I was just in Tucson for a football game. I went down to watch the Kansas other game, and there's a sushi place called FUKU Sushi.
Yes,
I saw
yes.
that.
And I was like, is it Fuku Sushi or is it Fuck You Sushi? I was like,
We always
what?
call it fuck you sushi. We always call it that. I'm like, do you want the fuck you sushi? He's like, no.
So good, isn't it? I used to. Anyways, I go down the whole tangent here with this whole thing. Okay, so what is the favorite cuisine? Like, if you're going out for your birthday, where do you want to go? What kind of cuisine do you want to eat?
Honestly, usually more Asian food. We love sushi. I love ramen. A good yakitori. All that stuff is just, I love Japanese cuisine, like curries. Japanese curry is just so rich.
Sounds so good.
But that's my favorite. I love a good classic American. You can't go wrong with a steak or barbecue or burgers are always a favorite. Who doesn't love a good burger?
I have this opinion, and I don't know if this is true. Maybe you've noticed this too. I feel like in this world where everybody's so extra with everything they do, people have gone like too much. Like, just give me the dish the way it comes. Like, I don't need all the bells and whistles with the craziness on it. Do you run into cases where you're like, this could be good, but it's just there's so much extra here?
You know what? I feel a few years ago, everybody was like, we want the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And now with the way money is, people are going back to, I just want a good meal. It doesn't have to look perfect. I mean, sure, it shouldn't look like a dog mangled it, but it needs to look presentable enough.
Unless you're into that kind of thing.
You never know.
Yeah, I went for that same thing. We were at a fine Italian restaurant in Scottsdale last week with the family, and truthfully, a lot of beautiful but fancy dishes. And I pulled the waiter over. I'm like, really, I'm just in the mood.
you get spaghetti and meatballs?
That's what I said. I said, can I get some penny and meatballs and your marinara? And he said, yeah, but it's not even on the menu. I'm like, how is that not on the menu?
Right.
Anyways, back to that basic stuff. We're talking about food, but there's that part of that Mathew tapped into that the business side again. Like everybody loves the food and has fun, but again, like you turning it into the business. What's something about the business side of influencing that people would never guess?
That you have to, okay, first you have to be good at deadlines. You have to be your own self-motivator. I mean, somebody could contact you on Monday, and that is due by Tuesday night. So you have that email.
That quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And a lot of them are like that.
Okay.
The contracts come in. They're really fast turnaround. You drop everything. You have to go do it. Sometimes you have to travel really far. You have to be creative. Like, there's only so much you can do with a piece of cake. You're like, it's a cake. And then you gotta, you can't just be like, it's a cake. You should buy this.
Yum.
It's
Yummy.
yummy.
Yeah,
Delicious.
We all
frosting.
we all love cake. Yeah.
So a lot of deadlines, quick deadlines. And look, that is because you are in the right now business.
Yes.
And that's what's different than a lot of other businesses, right? She's in the right now. Brooklyn V's, for example, has a new thing on the menu.
Flash
we need
mob.
everybody to know right now
Yes.
that that's here. And that's where you come in to help people out. Where have you traveled?
Oh, gosh, I've been everywhere.
Where? Give me
Okay,
give me a
so-
couple of the highlights.
Do you want here or around, like, the
Highlights.
world?
Wherever you enjoyed your time.
Oh, my gosh. I did a Christmas market cruise last year with my friend.
Christmas market cruise.
Yes,
Where'd
through
you go?
Europe. It started in
wow.
Budapest, and then it ended in Amsterdam and went through Germany. But we went to over 15 Christmas markets. The amount of mugs and glue wine I had by the end.
So that was with your gig? That was not fun? That was
with my friends. So
Oh, that was fun. Oh, this is fun.
Well, she was working.
Oh,
so
she was
I
working.
got to help. I was like, let me come with.
So this is a little, okay, that was a little bit
It's
both.
a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, because you can turn what you do into a thing for just about anybody.
Oh, yeah. We just worked with Southern Idaho like a few months ago where they flew us out and we did a whole itinerary with our daughter. And it was, I never thought about going to Southern Idaho, but it was magical. There were waterfalls everywhere.
Huh. So I'm just back to the business side of
Yeah.
things because it's really interesting to me. If I'm watching our podcast right now and I'm watching this and I'm thinking, I would really like to bring Chelsey in. I'd like to do a campaign with her in my restaurant. How much does that even cost? What is it? And I'm sure it's different for a lot of people, but is there a baseline? Is there a generalized price?
Or is there even a cost? Is there?
It comes down to, there's a lot of things, right? So there's some things I go and pay on my own.
Yep.
I'll just be like, I'm going here, I'm buying this. This is going to be amazing. I'm already here. Some, they'll do a trade. So they'll invite me in. They're like, hey, can we give you like a pizza, cheesecake? I'm like, yeah. Like, that's fine. And I'll just make a reel and stuff. And that's something you talk about beforehand. And then some, if it's running behind, I'm like, listen, I'm booked solid at this point. Prioritize this paid campaigns if you'd like to. Here are my rates. If not, don't worry about it. Like, I'll try to fit you in, when I have more time in a couple
That's
of
great.
months.
She'll work, Chelsey. She'll work with you.
Yeah.
Sounds like you.
Well,
yeah.
and look, I'm in the podcast. We're in the podcast space, and so do you use CPM as a measuring stick for yourself? Like, you have 300,000 followers.
Yes.
So the CPM says it's about $20 to $40 per 1,000. So at 300,000, I mean, you're charging $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 for a campaign to run.
It depends on like how many deliverables are happening.
Okay.
If you're doing stories, so if it's like a reel, a TikTok, are you doing stories? Are they getting paid usage rights? Are they using this as an ad capacity? Exclusivity. Some of them are like, I had a tourism board be like, we want exclusivity for 2 years, and I was like, no, that's crazy. I was like, you can pay me for 2 years.
Yeah. And
That's how much revenue would be
Unless
lost.
it's $1 million.
Unless they slide that piece of paper over
Yeah.
and you're like, okay.
Never mind.
I mean, I think they thought I wouldn't notice, but like I read contracts.
Good for
also,
you.
if
Yeah.
you are
businesswoman too.
She
Yeah,
did
it's
go to
amazing.
the Thunderbird School of Global
Yeah.
Management for
Yeah.
crying out loud, right? She does know a few things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So before we
Yeah,
get
we
to
get into
the
the cheesecake.
grand finale, I got at least one fun question. If your life were a tasting menu, what would the last course be?
oh my
The dish that
gosh.
defines you.
Oh my gosh, the dish that defines you. Okay. This is because it represents my home, but a big classic bowl of New England clam chowder.
Love that.
Not Manhattan style, not
New
Providence style.
New England.
New England clam chowder.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what the difference is. What's Manhattan?
So Manhattan is with tomato in it
Okay.
instead of cream.
Okay.
Providence is with white wine instead of cream. And then, there is Seattle and stuff, but theirs is so different. They use like a lot of like flour to kind of thicken it up, but New England is just the way the clams go together and everything.
That's the famous. That's the really the world
Which
famous.
which way do you like?
I
it?
like. Well, see, I don't do just personally. I don't do creamy stuff. I don't like creamy stuff in general. So I love Manhattan.
But you're from New York.
But I'm in New
Yeah,
York. I'm
so it
originally
makes
from New
sense.
York. I'm a Boston transplant. But I wouldn't do creamy no matter what. That's just me. But everybody goes in Boston. I mean, New England clam chowder is. And there's what's the one place that everybody the Cloister? What place downtown? Have you been to that?
Oh,
place? Is that that's been
You're
like
talking about in Boston?
in Boston? Like they have like
Union Oyster
Union
House.
Oyster House.
That one's classic.
it's been
Yeah.
there like from 1850, and they're serving food like the same place. People come in.
Been around as long as Brooklyn
Yeah.
V's.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. So thank you for that. That's awesome.
Okay.
So,
So what is the cheesecake that she's getting ready to try?
This is the cannoli cheesecake, and how I want to cue this up is like, okay, on this Move the Needle podcast, how are we going to create the same type of scenario to make this go viral for Vito at Brooklyn Bees? Because what I feel, and here's my call, that you're going to taste extraordinary cheesecake. How I know that? Because again, being a New Yorker, Italian, I'm a critic as well. And this is far above average. So, what do we have to do? Do we have to any cue up, or do we just kind of step
Just let
aside
it
and let
roll,
you do
man.
your thing? What are we gonna do?
I mean, honestly,
What do you want to wear the food? What
No,
do
I
you
just
want
want to step away. I want.
Steve wants to smear cheesecake
Yeah,
all over
right,
his body
right,
and have
exactly.
somebody eat it. What
Yeah,
are we doing?
whoa.
OnlyFans now. Wow.
Now you're talking going viral. Now
Yeah.
you want
I
to
mean,
go
that
viral.
would go viral.
That
Maybe
would.
not for the right reasons, but you would.
You never know.
Yeah, and
Somebody would have fun with
Before
it.
you
They
jump
would.
into this, what's the approach there? Are we going to involve the cannoli? Are we going to not involve the
Well,
cannoli?
the cannoli is the star of the show with the cheesecake.
There
Sure,
you go.
the cheesecake's special, but you can get a cheesecake anywhere. But can you get a cannoli cheesecake
no,
everywhere?
It's just unbelievable.
So when
here
I
we
do
go.
videos, that's how I find, like, I always think of what is the differentiator factor that makes this unique compared to what you could get anywhere else.
Okay.
We have that this place is authentically very New York. You got an authentic cheesecake that I just put my hand in the chocolate.
Nice.
It's all right. Good opportunity to lick one of your fingers.
Yes.
But I think what really makes this special is the cannoli. So when I film, I always think about what is the differentiator, how to make it look good. So people love, as we call it, food porn shots. So you always want to kind of show it off, show off all the fun parts of it. We got that. And then you always want to cut your cheesecake, but you cut it towards the camera if you're filming, because that is the magic of a cheesecake.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Oh.
All
going
right,
in.
let's see.
Is it going to be something? I mean, there was an eyebrow raise there. I noticed that.
The flavor on this is really good. The crust is really good. And let's see how the cannoli is. That's a good cannoli.
All right. I don't need enough cannolis to know what would make a worse or a better, but I want to ask you, Steve, are you a cannoli expert in some way?
I'm a cannoli
we'll let
expert.
her chew her food.
Yeah, I'm a cannoli expert, and I think they're delicious. But I was just trying to gauge by your,
She's got a poker face
Yeah,
a
you
little
got
bit,
a.
right?
So I'm a little. I'm curious. It's like I'm curious. What do you think?
That is a delicious cheesecake. It has a sweetness, but it's not overly sweet like other cheesecakes are. And then I like that it has the cannoli flavor through and through. And also there's almost kind of like acidity factor in there that cuts the sweetness, that makes it just a little bit different than a typical cheesecake.
Wow.
And it's not dense either. I think that's what I like, is if you notice, it cuts really easy. And it's not just like I took Philadelphia cheesecake or Philadelphia cream cheese, which is good. I like
Right.
Philadelphia, but
This is
it's
homemade, yeah.
it's you can tell the difference. Even the crust on it is unique, like that, and it holds up too. It's not soggy.
Falling
a lot
apart.
of cheesecakes are soggy on those.
Okay. Good enough.
That's an amazing perspective.
Thorough review.
So do you go by, do you put it on a scale of 1 to 10, or do you just say, is there any sort of scaling, or do you say that is just one? That's a good cheesecake.
Honestly, if I think it's a good cheesecake, I'm going to start my video and be like, this is one of the best cheesecakes in town, which I believe this is. This is top tier, not just because I'm on camera either.
Right.
But-
no, it's a good flavor. I mean, look, I've ate it before too. I've got a tagline you could steal. You
What's
could
the
be
tagline?
I'm Chelsey Hauston, and I'm selling this one back to Boston. It's that good.
Yeah.
They'll be like, ma'am, it's New York. New York, you're getting it wrong.
But you're from Boston, so that's where it plays.
But her, like, I don't have the accent, interestingly enough, because we talked about that, too.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's good. So
it is good. I'm from Minnesota. You don't want to hear me talk like a Fargo, North Dakota. And
you got to say bad.
Yeah.
So she gives this really, with authentic New York Italian cheesecake. You say this is one of the best in town.
This is one of the best in town that I've had. So I would start the video saying one of the best spots, and then kind of go into the video and show how it would be. And then, of course, you have to get a pizza while you're here, because isn't that what the point is?
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're gonna have to cut out that highlight reel, and that's what we're gonna have to give her.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna have to do both with the pizza on the way out the door.
Very generous of you.
Yes, thank you,
Chelsey. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
being on our podcast
Great
today.
interview.
Yeah, super cool. And make sure everyone that you are following along the party. Let them eat this, all one word. That's the handle on TikTok, on the gram, and for anybody that wants to work with you, is that the best way to kind of find you too? Is just through Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram. You can always email me. It's terrible. I do not use my website's email, which my husband's going to kill me for, but I use let them eat this at Gmail. I know, tragic.
It's fine.
Oh well,
Everybody's gonna live.
they get to you. That's how we connected.
I know.
That's
I was
we connected that way. So
"Ooh."
great. Yeah, I love it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to have Laura in the hot seat. We're going to talk about Nourish and Nurture. See you in a minute.
At Brooklyn V's, we bring the taste of Brooklyn right here to Arizona. Our family's been serving up real Italian food for generations, and every dish is made with love, just like Nonna used to make. From classic spaghetti and meatballs to layers of cheesy lasagna, stuffed shells, and the best New York-style pizza in town. Every bite is pure Italian comfort. And if you haven't tried our world-famous cheesecake, well, you're missing out. It's been rated one of the best in the area, and once you taste it, you'll know why. So come hungry, leave happy, and enjoy a little slice of Brooklyn right here in Arizona.
Our next guest is Lauren Blankenhorn. She runs something called Nourish and Nurture, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. So first up, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on today.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
I don't know if
I'm
you
so
noticed,
excited.
there's a huge nugget on her left hand. She's in the midst of planning a wedding right now.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
When is this happening?
We get married in April.
Okay, coming up.
Yes, we're so excited.
Yeah. You've been dating for a while. This
Yes.
is the guy. We're sure about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good for that. I love
He's-
that confidence.
Thank you.
As guys, we want to hear that.
Yeah.
So good
Thank
man
you.
out there. Good.
He is.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's learn a little bit about you. Who is this Lauren person? I mean, did you grow up here in Arizona? Did you grow up somewhere else?
So I grew up in Northern California, just outside of wine country. So I spent most of my childhood there, and then in the peninsula just south of San Francisco, in a little teeny town called Half Moon Bay. And then about 3 years ago, I moved out to Arizona, and I have been doing Nourish and Nurture almost ever since I've been out here. This has all just started from a church prayer night, and God calling me and just saying, "You're going to help infants." I was calling out to him. I said, "God, I'm so frustrated. I'm in a sales job that I just don't love.
Is this something you went to school for?
I went to school for entrepreneurship at GCU.
Okay.
And so I was in the midst of finishing my degree while also starting Nourish and Nurture at the same time.
Good. You needed more to do.
Yes, yeah, God is calling me for more, and he said, "You're going to help infants." That was pretty vague. I was kind of like, okay,
How?
that could be a physician, I could be a nurse practitioner, I could be a child counselor, I could be an educator. I mean, the list goes on. And so I kind of worked backwards and went to Google and said, well, what does Arizona have and what do they not have? And I came to the conclusion that the East Valley does not have an infant diaper and formula bank at all.
Oh, really?
So we're the first and only purely dedicated infant diaper bank in the East Valley of
That's
Arizona.
tremendous.
Just diapers. I mean, it's the
We
main
do.
And
focus.
formula.
Yes.
Well,
so yes.
main diapers though, right?
Yes, the main thing is diapers, wipes, and we do also formula as well for our babies that need that
I
support.
can't
as
believe
well.
we didn't have that here before.
Yeah, we have wonderful organizations. Yeah, regular food pantries. We have other wonderful organizations, but not a purely dedicated diaper bank in the East Valley.
Interesting. So who uses you and how do they use you?
Who uses us? We get referrals from other organizations that have families that are working with their case managers. They're providing other services, either food pantry, medical care, job training. There's so many other organizations that are pouring into us. So we're helping the families that can't afford the diapers, wipes, and formula. So we help fill in that gap because currently there is no federal funding for diaper assistance. We do have WIC, and we work adjacent to WIC. So we don't receive any funding from WIC, but we receive a lot of referrals from WIC families.
Okay.
Yeah.
They had a resource fair, and we were the most requested vendor to be there at this
Interesting.
event.
Diapers are expensive.
Very.
Oh my gosh, they're
very,
so.
very
What do they even
expensive.
cost these days? I'm sure they've gone up like everything else.
Yes, so about per unit, depends on the brand, but they'll probably be about 40 cents per unit.
Yeah.
So in total, multiply that per month, we're looking at about $120 a month in diapers and wipes and ointments.
And if you got a
and all
really
the-
big pooper, maybe more, right?
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
So it depends. When they're little, they're using so many more. And then as they get older, obviously they're using less as they're getting close to toddlerhood, but still very expensive as the units are still pricey. And then the formula cost per month is about $120 to $200 a month per baby, depending on the size and brand you're using.
So let me ask you a question. If I'm a mom or a dad, for that matter, and I don't have what I need for my baby, and I don't know about you, what am I doing? Like, how am I supplementing formula? How am I supplementing? I'm sure you've heard some stories.
Yeah, there's a lot of routes or avenues that families have gone about with this. They usually start with a food pantry to see what they have coming
Okay.
in, and usually the food pantry will then refer them over to me because typically food pantries don't have diapering assistance programs. They don't have an implementation quite yet due to the rising cost of that and the rising cost of groceries itself.
For sure.
So there's a lot of avenues. Some of these families are trying to reuse diapers, and that's where we come in and we say, no, we can't do this. We're not having
Yes,
this.
it's not
We will not.
healthy.
And you're not talking
Allow
about
this.
cloth diapers that they
No, no, no.
wash. You're
It's,
talking about reusing disposable
Yeah,
diapers.
we've heard stories about moms trying to stretch the dollar as far as they can and using a paper towel to blot up the mess.
I heard
and
they just
reuse
leave
the
them on
diaper.
too, right? They just leave
Yeah,
them
we
on.
have a problem in Arizona. We have a crisis where there's a lot of families leaving infants in diapers for 24 hours.
That's
24 hours. They can only afford 30 diapers a month, and it's one a day. And it just broke my heart. And I said, I can't do this. I got to do something. This is a crisis that other organizations are struggling to meet the need due to the rising costs. And I said, you know what? We're gonna take this up. We're gonna focus on this. That way we can take care of them. So with that being said, in October of this year, we started our Little Bundles of Love initiative, which provides infants with 100 diapers and wipes every single month.
Incredible.
So right now we have 10 babies that receive 100 diapers and wipes every single month from us, and we are adding 2 to 3 babies every single month as they're being born. So we
So
start.
cool.
Thank you.
putting together a roster.
Yes, exactly. So we start, eligibility for our infants is from the day they're born up until their first year. So every single month on the first Saturday, mommies meet me and they get their pre-packed little bundle of love.
How about this? What a cool thing that
Thank
started
you.
off on like in a prayer.
Yes, this started in a 700 square foot apartment with just a mound of diapers in the middle of my living room. There was just a girl with a crazy dream and that God put in my heart that said, you're going to help these babies and I'm just going to walk with you through it. And in tandem, that is how I treat our mothers that we're working with. We're walking through their season. We're not raising their kids for them, but we're giving them the confidence and what they need to be empowered through this to help raise their baby and to feel fulfilled in what they're doing.
Right.
Nothing causes more maternal stress than not being able to take care of your baby.
So I was just getting ready to say, there's not a single mom that wants to be putting her baby in a
Yeah.
diaper all day long. Like
Yeah.
that does not exist.
Yeah.
I was reading on your website, 43% of infants are born into poverty every year right here in Arizona.
Yeah.
Almost half.
Correct. It's looking at
Which doesn't
the
shock me.
statistics.
I mean, we have so many rural areas when you encompass
do.
all of Arizona.
Absolutely, yes, we do. And a lot of these infants are born into families where they just are walled to the just wall-to-wall stress. We don't know how to provide. We have mommies that are skipping meals to afford diapers, and we also have a lot of moms where this is not their first baby, which means now if we're trying to choose between, am I going to buy enough Pampers this month, or am I going to be able to feed dinner to the rest of the family? And who is going to have to skip the meal? And that's where we're working to say, you know what, we're going to alleviate this. We're going to give you what you need, so that way you can get through this season and not have to worry about this. Because when we have infants stuck in these diapers for 24 hours, we get painful diaper rash. We don't have enough formula.
Sores
we have
and everything else.
Sores. Right? It gets really bad.
Infections
up the, yeah, exactly. And it gets really bad, and it's very painful for these babies. They don't know any different. And this is, they're stuck, and these moms are stressed, and they're just like, I don't know what to do. And that's where you come and say, we're going to walk with you.
Okay.
We're going to do this with you.
So I guarantee people are watching this right now, and they're like, if you're anything like me, you're like, here, have all my diapers. Take them all.
Yeah.
What is the best way for people to get engaged with you? Do you want diapers? Would you prefer the money? I mean, how does this work?
We do all of the above. So I initially started this as we're going to eliminate diaper waste. So there's a lot of babies that get extra for, like, for example, when a mommy has a baby shower, she'll do like a diaper raffle.
Right.
And you get all different sizes and brands, and sometimes you get too many sizes ones and you outgrow it. I pick up those.
Oh.
So what I've been doing for the last year and a half is these moms will call me and say, hey, I have extra size 2 diapers. Would you like them? I said, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be over.
Put them on your porch and I'll pick them up tonight. I'll be there from 6 to 6:30 or whatnot, and I come and pick them up. So we don't waste, and so I take those and I pick them up from other people. We have been doing we've had a lot of successful diaper drives recently too, so that's been really helpful. We've had some churches. We had SEV Baseball partner up with Kiwanis Queen Creek. We partnered up and did a diaper drive, and we got over 4,000 diapers.
That's incredible.
From these boys. Yeah.
Yeah, because if
These
you're
boys.
serving 10 families at 1,000 diapers a month,
It's all about the
that's
numbers.
like
She
4
knows the
months.
numbers.
It's all about numbers.
She
and
knows the numbers.
We're growing we're adding more and more. And my heart for this is to help alleviate the diaper insecurity within Pinal County. And Pinal and Maricopa are so large that there's so much bandwidth. So our hope for next year is to form partnerships with other organizations to help distribute diapers at their organizations.
Oh, let's
So we
go.
can have them in different cities, so moms aren't driving as far. We have a lot of transportation issues, and so I'm here to say, how about we beat those transportation issues? I need to make my diapers accessible for these families too, because those families that can't get to me need this the most. We need to reach Florence. We need to reach Queen Creek. We need to reach Santan Valley, Apache Junction, and then some. And keep going. We add more and more. We can take on more babies every
For
month.
Apache Junction, that would be the adult diapers?
No, infants.
Just kidding. Just jokes, everybody. Come on.
She's like, no.
No. Yeah, it would not be adult diapers. This would be for the kids.
Yeah, babies. We have a lot of infants, and that's what part of my research in Arizona too. Pinal County, in particular, is such an interesting geographic region, and how we are formed and how we run things. So our poverty isn't necessarily seen. We don't have homeless babies on the street. You don't see these babies. These babies are having to live with relatives because their parents can't take care of them. Yeah. These are in multi-generational homes, or they're living with grandmas and great-grandmas, and they're all living together. So the need is there, the need is great, and that 43% is ever growing. That was from last year. So by the end of this year, the data is going to be concluded.
Probably even
and
more than that.
It's going to be growing.
What a cool thing,
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions.
For
I've
sure.
got an A and a B. One, if you could wave a magic wand and fix one systematic challenge for families in need, what would it be?
My goodness, that's hard to answer. One change I would say for them is to help find a way to help them finish their education and help fix the pie of poverty. I see poverty as a pie. Think of a pie chart. We're diapers, wipes, and formula. We're a segment of it. Correct. However, there's one day that this baby will be potty trained. And so if I could wave a magic wand and say, how can I have enough parenting resources or education resources that way they can get a job and reach self-sufficiency? We're not looking to give a handout, but a hand up to make sure that, one day when he is potty trained, when she is potty trained, that now mommy has a job that she can raise her family in confidence and can then pass the torch on and help somebody else out. Because
Brilliant.
you know what? This is a season. This is not her life. This is just a small season,
Right.
and we're here to bump along with that.
That's a great answer.
Thank
Follow
you.
up. When the mission feels heavy for you, what keeps your fire lit?
What keeps my fire lit is these moms. I see them every month. And as mentioned earlier, we operate very differently than a traditional diaper bank. A lot of other diaper banks are focused more on just distribution, and where we are the hands. We're out there with these moms, we're talking to them, we get to see them, and you get to see them, and they're all cute, and their squishy little faces, and you see their siblings, and you get to, oh, how are they doing? And you hear about their developmental milestones, and oh, he's starting to coo, and he's doing tummy time now, and you get to see these babies. You get to be part of their life.
You're forming a relationship.
You're forming a relationship, and you're walking through the season with them rather than just handing it to them and kind of
Good luck.
hoping for the best. Yeah, we're
luck.
with them. Exactly, yeah. So we want to hear the updates, and even their siblings. We have a couple moms that this is their second or third baby, and we want to hear, how is she doing in preschool? How is he doing in kindergarten? And so hearing those stories just brings my heart, and how this has helped them get through this season.
Okay, so if somebody is watching us right now and they're like, okay, number one, I'd like to help, or number two, I need help. What's the best portal for people to come in? Where would you like us to send folks?
I guess for both, just to start off, would be the website.
Yeah.
I have a contact form page, so anyone can just fill it out, and I call back within 24 hours to reach out and give you the application for our our Little Bundles of Love program.
Okay.
So we do have an application that we have mommies or their guardians fill out, and then once I get that, then I get the ball rolling, and then we just add them into the program in the next distribution cycle, which is the first Saturday of every month at Frontier Park in Queen Creek. So then they just come on in.
So they have to be able to get themselves to you.
Yes, currently
Okay.
right now we are grassroots as it comes.
Of course, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
currently
you can't be all things to all people right away.
right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Diaper delivery coming soon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's part of our
Yeah.
initiative with collaborating with other organizations in different cities, so that way we can bring our inventory to them, and other moms don't have to drive as far.
Sure.
She doesn't have to drive all the way from Coolidge. So it makes it easier, and it makes it more accessible for all of us involved,
Yeah.
and it just makes the process
Let's get
more
Lauren
seamless.
funded up so
Yeah.
she can achieve all of her dreams. Because I'm
Thank
sure that's
you.
sitting in the back of your brain. You're like, one day I can't wait to deliver diapers everywhere.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what, 500,000? What's the shortage in just the state? Like if you got like a million, is it like a million diapers? I mean, you can do that. I mean, what's the math? I mean, it's basically
So how many diapers
goes-
do we need?
if it's 40% of the kids, I mean, it's
Yes.
times how many
It's
kids.
a lot.
That's
There's
like
a lot.
millions of
Is that
diapers.
a million
Yeah.
kids?
No, a million diapers. Yeah, a
Probably,
million
yeah.
kids.
Diapers. It's a lot.
Yeah, it would be a lot of
Millions,
pallets.
A lot of
A
pallets.
lot of pallets.
And I'm imagining that another big dream would be some of these huge companies to get into business
Heck
with
yeah.
you as
Yes. So currently, we are going for grants from companies, financial institutions. So we're currently applying for those, but we're also doing sponsorships for our organization to help more families in need. So people can donate diapers themselves, but we also take donations, grants, anything of that sort. So in kind and both monetary, whatever works, because by and large, everything goes to these babies. I
Right,
don't take a
right.
paycheck. 98% of all of our donations, financial, go to purchasing diapers. Our overhead is extremely low. It's literally just QuickBooks and Outlook, and that's it. So we're less than $500 a year.
Nice and thin.
Yeah, and we buy things off of TechSoup. I don't know if you're familiar with that. but
TechSoup?
TechSoup is a nonprofit tech organization that provides discounts for software programs for nonprofits exclusively. So you apply on there, and
kinda
you
cool.
could get like 80% off on a program. So that's how I've saved a lot of money. And that's how I've been able to help more infants in need and put more money into purchasing more diapers,
Okay.
more formula, more wipes, and more everything else to give those little bundles the the best we can.
Whatever they need, right?
Whatever they need.
need.
Yeah, we provide whatever they need to get these families where they need to go.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing too is, and a lot of people think I want to help babies. People want to provide strollers and
Car
seats and onesies, and where those are helpful. A lot of people overlook the diapering need and how that offsets people. As like
Because it's every day, it's constantly
every 20
every
minutes.
minute.
and
Yeah.
we have approximately 60% of Americans paycheck to paycheck right now. So we have people having to try to choose between purchasing their diapers, what they need for the month, or am I going to pay the rest of my rent? Or am I going to pay my car payment? Or am I going to pay groceries for my other
Right.
2 kids?
Yeah.
So we come in to fill that void and just make sure that these children and these moms feel loved and supported.
I love it.
Thank
well,
you.
Lauren, thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming on our
Thank
podcast.
you.
Glad,
so
glad we
much.
met.
Thank
so
you.
cool. I love this cause. You know, what's so neat about your story, and if I could pass this along to the folks who are listening, it's like, it's one thing to hear God whisper, and then it's another thing to take action on it. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you did, and I know these babies, man, they, you know, they'll never know. They'll never know what you've done for them, and
Right.
that's kind of cool.
Thank
That's
you.
kind of cool.
Great
All
job.
right,
Thank
we're going to take a
you.
quick break, and when we come back, we're going to sit down with Carol Burgard.
Burgard.
My gosh, that did not roll off the tongue very easily, but I'll fix that before she
Yes,
shows up
okay.
for us. We'll see everybody in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Kim Selchin, owner of Tutor Doctor of Awatuki, Chandler, and Gilbert. We understand every student is unique, which is why we meet them where they feel most at ease, whether online, at home, or in a public space. Our academic coaching is designed to help even the brightest students overcome organizational challenges, sharpen study skills, and build confidence, empowering them to achieve their best. From kindergarten to adult, we believe every student can be successful. We also have expert SAT and ACT coaches to help teens with college admissions and scholarships. I'm excited to learn how we can partner with your family to help today's learners become tomorrow's successful adults.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to segment number 3 of our YouTube and podcast series. We call it Move the Needle. Steve, so far so good, man. It's been a great show.
So great show. And this last guest, I'm gonna tee her up.
Let's go.
It's Carol Burgard.
Okay.
So excited to have her on. Limitless Collective.
Yes.
So we're going to hear all about that. But first, before we dive into that, tell us about your background. Where are you from? Are you Arizona native? No?
No, this is such a great question. I love it. When you look at background, I was a military brat, you know, that saying, but I kind of grew up everywhere. So culturally, all the things. I was born in Thailand, grew up in Japan. It's just fantastic.
Sounds amazing.
The amount of culture, learning the people, learning everything. I would say the last 20 years really was living in Boise, Idaho. And so from there, it was, okay, it's time for a change. So then here I am 9 months later in Arizona going, all right, desert, what do you got? And so that's really what this
So
is
you've kind
about.
of started a new life here.
Whole new life.
Really?
Yes. When you talk about, you know, being refined by fire, the desert really does rip you open,
Yes.
shred you a little bit,
Yes.
and have you take a step back and go, okay, what is it? What is the purpose? What am I truly meant to do? You know, so
Now I know why you know Erica Frost and you
Yes.
jam with Erica Frost.
she is my best friend. She initially started out as my mentor for Reiki and helping me walk through the last umpteen years.
Right.
And then now just being able to just do my own thing with Reiki a little bit more.
And she helped you kind of get into your body a little bit more
Yes,
and get
yes.
grounded.
Yeah,
she
she
seems
is-
super cool.
She's phenomenal. She's just an amazing human. And you look at, you don't get a lot of those amazing people come into your life. As you get older, your circle gets smaller, if you notice. And that's how, honestly, I feel that it should be.
Yeah.
And it's more impactful that way.
Sure.
And yeah.
Well, if y'all want to know who Erica is, go back. It's
Yes.
maybe 5 episodes prior to this
Yeah,
one
just
at the
about.
Foothills in
Yeah.
Bunker.
Yes.
She was one of our guests there. I was reading on your LinkedIn profile that you're an operations consultant and a fractional DOO.
Yes, Director of Operations.
Okay, so I have no idea what fractional anything means. Can you help me understand that, please?
Yeah, fractional is like the sexy word for coming in, and I'm not the corporation, I'm not the business, but I'm here to actually be on your side. I'm your number 2. I'm going to look at it from over here, higher up, and be able to go, okay, this is what I'm seeing. This is what's getting missed, because a CEO can just be so, not to say blind, but preoccupied with a lot of the moving parts, but not know what moving parts need attention.
Oh, amen to that.
Yeah, and traditionally we've had guests on here before. It's almost like the role of, they would call it a controller, almost,
Yes,
right? Like
yes.
a controller, somebody comes in and acts almost independently,
Yes.
but with their
Yes.
blessing, and you're on the team.
And there's different layers too. You can say, okay, how do you need me? And I think the most important part is knowing how to meet them where they're at and not put my needs there. But I think I love the spaghetti on the wall. And I'm like, oh, I see your spaghetti on the wall. How can I help create a little bit more alignment and clarity?
Yeah, I saw you said I help businesses scale by turning chaos into clarity.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna imagine, and if I'm wrong about this, please just slap me in the head. But I'm gonna imagine that maybe you're good in chaos because of the way that you came up, and maybe because of the way that your life operated. And so for you, chaos is like you're actually good in the chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chaos is, you hear people say, oh, I thrive in stress. I thrive in that. It's actually, I like to stand in the middle of chaos, close my eyes. It's almost like the movie, I forgot, she's the surfer and she feels the water.
Okay.
And you can start to feel the water rumble. That's what I feel when I walk in the middle of chaos. You can start to feel the rumble and you're like, okay, this is where I need to move. And that's honestly, it's like, that's what I love. I love
So
being able
cool.
to go, all right, this is what we should try to do. How are you feeling about this? So.
Okay. All right. You got to
I got to
put
really
her in the hot
this
seat.
is a little-
He said I've got some
this is pointed because I personally want to know the answer for myself. You bridge marketing and operations,
Yes.
which a lot of people, don't necessarily do. It's usually one or the other.
Right.
You're doing both. Which is, I'm reading like almost like Mars and Venus in the business
Yes.
world. That opposite. What's the secret to getting creativity and structure to actually get along? Because I want to know. And so
That is the question. Because
Yeah.
I've worked in a marketing agency where exactly that is. You have so many creatives, and I love the creative brain. And I sit on the spectrum of, I love to come up with the vision, but I also am the implementer. So I sit right here where I can see both sides. So working with that, it's being able to gather people to say, okay, this is the vision. This is your part of that vision. And because of you, this is what success looks like. So what we need to do is get this moving forward, but everybody's oars have to be in at the same time, and you have to know your role. So create the KRAs, get that whole movement going, or you're just not going to have any structure across the board.
I say you got to get things done.
You
It's and again, like a lot of, we've had guests, talk about this on this podcast, that too much of the boardroom, too much of the meeting, and the meeting about the meeting, and then the final meeting,
Yes.
and then are we gonna make a decision? No, we're gonna make it the next meeting. That's pushing the stuff down. That's it's you're talking about getting things done.
Yes.
And that's the going from that creative meeting to actually implementing.
Yes,
And so-
that is the secret, because you can talk to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, are we going yet?
Yeah.
This is where you look at the operations, the project management boards. You look at all the different platforms to create the accountability. So you pull in the operations board to create that structure piece, to then bring in all your creatives to go, okay, be creative, do this. And now start to go within this realm, and then start to see how you can be successful instead of getting lost and going down this rabbit hole.
But don't you both feel like the chaos to me in my life has always been in those moments where I am indecisive, where I can't make up my mind on something? Like that's what chaos feels like to me. It's not necessarily that the world is spinning out of control. It's like in my own head, I've got 15 things that I know I need to check the box on.
Right.
And I just, for whatever reason, I don't know which one to pick first. I don't know how to get started. And that's what chaos feels like to me. Does it feel like that to you guys?
No, because it sounds like that's more you're not organized.
Is that what you were going to say too?
It does.
So I'm organized, and so what my creative chaos looks like is good, because it's a lot of good ideas. Well, this one's good, this one's bad, this one's good. Start writing them down.
Yes.
Like the stuff we talk about in the meetings. And by the way, you actually live this. I think a lot of people just know. I can guarantee, Carol, that if I came in your office and you came in my office, we don't do everything great, but one thing we probably do well is probably, Thursday morning to Thursday night, what you're doing from 6 in the morning to night, every hour, who you're calling, if you're on this podcast, and that's what I do as well. And I sleep well at night knowing I wake up in the morning and tomorrow is already lined up. A lot of people, and even astute business people, just cannot get to the level of putting themselves accountable to do that, Mathew. And that's what I would challenge with. That's what I hear you saying, like, chaos is, I've got all these things. I would say, slow down, like you would tell me, just write them down and do one, cross it off, then do the next, cross it off.
Sure.
Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. My daughter gets like that too. She gets just,
So does mine.
again, she gets very wrapped up. Dad, I'm like, do your chores. Well, I have to do this and that. Slow down. Do your chores. Then go get gas. Then drive to school.
Yeah.
If you just break it down one by one, I think you create your own chaos.
Sure. What would you say to that, Carol?
I agree with you completely, Steve. It's truly like I do here's my set. This is what my day looks like. And I have everything set up for the week. And then I also have, before I leave for the day, here's what my next day. So there is that organization. There's that structure type A that comes out on paper. But I am such a systems person too. So when you're looking at others around me, I'm able to go, okay, this is what, for full transparency, here's the board. This is what this looks like. This is how you should operate for the day. You know everything that is expected of you. There's no surprises. You then, like you said, can mark it off and feel it's not for a point of finding something wrong that you didn't do. It's to find success in your day. It's being able to flip the narrative that I think is too focused in on that part of negative. Let's let you leave the day feeling 100% great about it, And then also, too, it creates questions of something you may not understand. So that's why I love a good Asana board. I mean,
good what?
Asana.
I don't know about.
There's different. It's a platform, so it's a project management platform that you can create when you talk about creatives, keeping everybody on the same.
Like a Trello board or a Slack page or something.
Trello is like, it's great when you're just kind of ease of the process. Like, I do an audit, and the audit I use a Trello board to create steps to walk through. Here's where we are in a business. Here's your 7 objectives. Let's dive deep. To create the project is where I will use an Asana or a Monday.com board or even ClickUp, and then start to create a little bit more of the actions. So,
Okay.
There's that structure side, but then I'm also like, woo, we can create all the things and we can do different things with boards.
See, everybody's brain works just so differently, and I love people that have brains like you guys do. I think it's one of the reasons Steve and I are a good duo is because I'm ideas and creative and that, and you've got a little bit more systems experience.
Right.
And how would you advise people to step into systems more, Carol? That folks who struggle with it,
Yeah, I think that's such a great question, and thanks for asking that, because it's you do hear all the apprehension. It's no different than when I led a team and we had to incorporate a new system. It's dive in, lean in.
Just go.
You just have to lean in, but also we're going to go through a training together. So do you have a training in place for everybody to feel comfortable? Do you have the common questions, the FAQs that are needed that you can continuously add to? But most importantly, hands-on, and let's just go. Let's create a little mock. Let's figure out and let's play with it and see what it can do.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good to me.
Limitless Collectives is about clarity in culture. What's one limit you had to break to yourself before you could help others?
I had to actually understand that I can do hard things. I had to actually start to believe that, it's not impossible. And when we talk about hearing teams that, it's just so hard, and you're talking them through it, I had to talk myself through it. And I had to believe in that. And so
it's the old adage. I say, you do it once, great. Then you do it again, and then you do it 3 times, and it's like, I've got this, right? And then
yeah, it's a big thank you to my daughter, actually, who she was sitting there doing something with me one day, and she was saying, I can't do hard things. I can't do hard things. And I pulled away, and she looked at me, and she goes, so can you, Mom?
And there's something so powerful about that. I always talk, when I'm on stages and I'm trying to pump people up, and I talk about their power of trying something new. And the benefit of it is once you do something really hard, you start to go, what else could I do? And that's the magic part about like realizing you can do difficult
Yeah,
things.
that's the name Limitless. It's truly that. It's not limited. It's not this. It's everything is limitless. I've hit moments of so many different endings, and through those moments, I learned to then say, okay, you know, I rise higher and I live limitlessly. I can do hard things. So
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is the balance? Because I know, you know Erica Frost, so I'm comfortable going down this way, right?
Oh, I'm loving this.
So this idea of, because look, I believe in the power of sometimes you just need to stop doing things and you need to like slow down and you need to be and you need to like let things find you. And sometimes if you're just trudging through, you're not gonna, like, God's gonna be giving you all kinds of stuff and you're gonna be blind to it. You won't be able to see it. But there's a balance, and you've talked about this before too, Steve, of like, you gotta get things done too.
Yes.
You know, you can't just sit there and
Right.
let and expect business to happen.
Right.
So, as you've navigated that world a little bit, give us your take on the balance between and like humming, getting things done.
You're talking about the last, I want to say, year of my life where,
interesting.
you know, I decided, okay, here I am leaving a certain part of 17 years behind. I'm leaving a position and I'm actually starting to believe in myself. So then it was just, again, you talk chaos. Oh my gosh. But getting into Reiki, getting into understanding, getting into meditation, but also believing in myself and my structure side of, I still have to do. But I have to be really clear on how something makes me feel as I do. I'm not just doing it to do it. I'm actually feeling it. Does this feel good to my soul? Does this make me feel like I'm going on the right track, or am I just looking to start something?
Interesting.
So I'm still going to take action every day because that's what's needed. But I'm also going to hone in on more of that vibration to feel, oh, does this feel the right? No, I need to go here.
Okay.
I need to start looking here. I need to network over here. I need to meet these people here. It does start to guide you, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to create action.
Okay.
So I'm not going to just sit in there and say, oh, it's just going to come to me. It's going to reveal itself, but I'm also with action.
With action. Okay. You got any fancy roundup questions?
This is about a question about your leadership. If your business had to run for a day without you, what would it reveal about you and your leadership style?
Good question. My business would be able to run without me because I've empowered my team to know how to make the decisions needed. You know, it's the whole, what would so-and-so do? Because they have everything in front of them. They have the SOPs. They have everything to answer their questions. And guess what? It's going to be fine. It's still going to run. It's still going to work. And it's going to create learning opportunity. But I think that's what it is it's still going to be able to do what it needs to do.
And they have the confidence to do that you're behind them?
Yes, 100% to be able to say, yes, you're lifted. And that's the key thing is I don't walk into rooms to just say, oh, I'm here. I really want to lift up others around me. I volunteer, I mentor, because that's so important. So,
what kind of mentorship do you do?
So I work with the young and empowered women.
Oh, that's good.
And it's phenomenal.
Oh, this is the group that you, yes, I read this on your bio that you're getting ready to step into a mentorship role with them.
And so I was assigned a mentee. She's phenomenal. And being able to actually see life through her eyes, see her struggles, see her, you know, she is just such a driver. And then being able to ask the questions from an ops side and a strategy side and walk her through and the accountability. It's phenomenal. So it's that.
Do you have somebody that you just love to work with? Like if you're I don't know if you're even taking new clients right now, but like, who do you love to work with?
I had a client that, and also I get to work with Erica too, so helping her with her her upcoming. But I had a client that she was phenomenal. Like she had such energy, such a zest, and she just takes no BS. You know, she just looks at it and she's like, let's go, let's do it. And she really taught me a lot about let's go. And yeah, I don't know if I could say her name.
Oh yeah, you don't have to.
Okay.
She's there.
Oh yeah, she's phenomenal.
What makes her phenomenal?
Because she's such a leader and her story is real and raw. And I think behind every greatness, there's such a story. and she's not afraid to share it.
Yeah. Well, that's the key.
And you can see where she comes from. So
Interesting.
Not a phony, sounds like.
no, she's the
being-
genuine, authentic self comes through. And when I met her, within 10 minutes, I was like, oh, and she was actually my first client.
I'm going to wrap us up with a Stevie Petz question.
Okay.
All right?
I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
Craft this up like Stevie Petz would. If your life had a greatest hits album and every hit on that record was one of your business practices, what would some of those cuts be titled? So essentially, this is my way of saying, what are the greatest hits? What are those tried and true carolisms that go with you everywhere you go?
Oh, see, it's so funny. I keep hearing, Eminem's, just you got to lose yourself. So at the end of the day, mine is just get up and go. Don't hesitate. Let's rock it. Let's move. You're resilient AF. Like you can just get it done.
That's about 7 tunes right there.
So
you almost
good.
got,
I
you almost got
can
an
go, I
album.
can go, I can
You
go.
almost got an album.
Let me go.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by and
thank
jumping
you.
on our little
Fantastic.
podcast today
Thank
and
you.
just exposing people to it. And if folks want to learn more about you, what's your favorite front door for people to walk in?
You can reach me on Instagram at The Limitless Collectives,
Okay.
or you can go through the website, limitlesscollectives.com, and send me a little message.
Okay, let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Thanks again for
Thank
jumping on
you.
with us
Thank
today.
you.
All right, Steve, that's going to wrap up here from Brooklyn V's
Great
67 in the books.
67 in the books, and it's just about dinner time. You know that.
Well, we were wondering, Max and I actually have a little side bet on this, if you're going to stick around and order pizza.
It's not going to be pizza if I
But you
order.
are going to stick around and eat
I'm going to stick on my.
you,
I'm going to.
Yes.
you're
okay,
gonna
cool.
you're gonna
Yes,
yeah.
you're here at a pizza
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to hang with Carol.
Oh, good.
love
good.
it.
Yeah, you guys should. You guys
Yes.
should.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Well, thanks again to Brooklyn V's and Vito, of course, for having us here.
Yes.
Thanks also to Bella Set Lingerie and the Tudor Doctor for being sponsors of today's program. We will take a wrap and see everybody for 68 next week, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Have a good day, everybody.